there. So I'm going to show you how to easily and quickly add email subscribers into your ConvertKit email service provider subscription. If you signed up for it during my webinar, you get 30 days free as a bonus. So this is just kind of to show you how quick and easy it is to manage collecting email addresses in one spot and then sending broadcast emails to your whole list so you don't have to send each one individually. So right now what you're looking at is my main dashboard. I'm logged into my ConvertKit account, and you'll see across the top you've got all these options here: subscribers, automations, landing pages and forms, broadcasts, and products. For this video, I am just going to show you two things. I'm going to show you how to add subscribers manually, and then I'm also going to show you how to send an email to all of your list. There's a lot of different things you can do in ConvertKit. I don't want to overwhelm you, so I'm just going to keep it simple and just show you some of the basics. I know the last few days of the email course, we've talked about how to gather a few emails, like your first handful of email subscribers. So now this is kind of putting that into practical use, getting them into an email service provider. Again, this is ConvertKit, which is the one that I use personally for Cake Business School, as well as my own baking business. So I have a separate account that I use for my cake baking business. So let me just get started. So we're looking again at the dashboard, and you can see all the subscribers here. So if we wanted to add a subscriber, you can do it manually simply by just clicking this Add Subscribers button. And now it gives you the option: do you want to add a single subscriber, or do you want to import from a CSV file or import from another provider? So I'm going to just show you in this video how to just manually add one to start with. So I'll click Add a Single Subscriber, and that's just going to bring up a very simple screen that we'll just put in a name. We'll say Jane Doe. We'll say her email is Jane at my email address.com. And then if I were going to save it, I'm actually not going to save it because it's just a fake one, but you would hit save. And I am going to hit save for just a minute because I think that, yeah, that's right. You must add them to a form sequencer tag. So when I'm adding a brand new person, usually I will add a tag, and a tag is basically all of these options to kind of help keep track of who they are on your email list. Like, did you meet them at a market? Are they someone interested in wedding cakes? You can create a tag, and then you just click it, they're assigned to it, and then you'd be able to save that person. So they'd be a new subscriber with that tag. Now again, I'm not going to save it because that's just a fake one. But that's as easy as it gets to add a new subscriber. And the other way to import from a CSV file, so if you've collected email addresses and you have them in an Excel spreadsheet or a Google Sheet that you can save as a CSV file, then you can easily import a whole list of people instantly by just dragging and dropping that CSV file here, adding them to a tag. Again, pick what you want to kind of tag them as so that you know what group they're part of, and then just hit import, and then it will walk you through steps to accomplish that. And then the next thing I want to show you is how easy it is just to send a broadcast, which is what ConvertKit calls one email that is going to go to your whole list. So you just click on broadcasts, click a new broadcast, and then you can pick, you can have several different email addresses saved as the from address. Now it is automatically going to have you send to all your subscribers. You can actually filter it out. So let's say you have a subgroup in your emails of just potential bridal customers. You can filter for that, which I will show in subsequent videos, but just to not overwhelm you, I'm just going to pretend like we're going to send one to everybody. And then you just click next step, and then it's going to bring up this window, and this is where you're going to put in your subject line. So you want something catchy. Subject lines are important. It's something to get their attention. So maybe you want to do something like, want free cupcakes? Question mark, question mark. And then down here is where you would actually write your email. So I actually have I had a swipe file, I think, included that you could cut and paste and kind of tweak it for your own. But what I do want to just show you is you can personalize the greeting. So rather than just say, hi friend, if you know their first name and they've put it in, you can do a personalized greeting where you have the subscriber name, and it'll pull that from their record. Or you can have a subscriber name with a fallback, meaning sometimes people will sign up for your email list with an opt-in and they might not give you their first name. So in that case, you could do this one where it'll say if their first name is in there, it'll put it in. Otherwise, it'll just say hello. So those are just some options. And then you would type your email. Hi. It was great to meet you. Whatever you want to say. I won't waste your time with that, but we'll talk about some other things in subsequent modules of marketing tips on like things to say in your email. But then you just we'll go to the next step, which is basically previewing it. This is what it would look like. And then now you can either send it right away, send immediately, or you can schedule it to send for a future date, up to you. And let's just say, oh shoot, I forgot to add something in there. You can always go back a previous step. So I clicked on content and now I'm back in here. And so you can do cool things like you can add an image if you wanted to insert like a cute image, your logo, or I love to put funny GIFs in there just to kind of lighten it up a bit. You can insert a link. So if you want a link to your website or your Facebook page or a blog article you've written or anything like that. And then you have all of these formatting options. So if you wanted to make something bold, italic, if you want to delete something, you can do ordered lists, numbered lists. This helps you indent. There's the image again. You can insert a file. So if you're giving them like a coupon you want them to download, you can do that. And then alignment, you can put in a line. Now this one is a formatting tab. So if you wanted the whole email to just be in normal text, fine. Or you can put in a header for something that you want to kind of jump out at them. HTML, if you have HTML code that you want to put in, you can do that. This controls your font size, your font color. So you can even do, as if you know the hex code for your branding colors, you can make something that specific. And then we already talked about that. So again, when you're ready to send it, you just go here, make sure it looks good. You can also pick a subscriber on your list who's already there. I like to pick myself, so it will actually send me a test email of exactly how it looks. I do that a lot so that I can make sure everything looks good to me before I actually send it. And then just hit send immediately, or schedule. I'm obviously not going to save this because it's just a kind of demo. But what I do want to show you is this is kind of the dashboard of emails, and what it will show you is that how many people it went to, what's your open rate, your click rate, how many clicks, and if you had any unsubscribers. I want to tell you something very quickly about unsubscribers. I used to get really upset when I would see people unsubscribing. I took it really personally, and it kind of hurt my feelings, but I've really flipped my mindset about that, because let me tell you that if someone is not aligned with your vibe and they unsubscribe, that's the best gift they can give you, because just having a huge list doesn't mean anything. What you want is the right people. And so honestly, when I see unsubscribes now, I'm like, oh, good, that's great. Those are not my people, and they will go find the right person for them. So don't be upset about unsubscribes, seriously. I know that's a hard concept, and you probably at the beginning will get a little sad, but it's really okay. So one other thing I wanted to show you is you can click on this view report, and it'll show you kind of the full stats. You can even click to see who clicked the link, and that's kind of interesting to know. It'll show you, you can see who clicked, who opened it, who were the recipients. But what I wanted to show you was this button here, resend to unopens. What you can do is, obviously not everybody opened this. I only had 8.6% of my whole list that opened and read this email. If this were something that I wanted to, go ahead and resend to the people who didn't see it, you just click this button, and then it brings up the option to resend it, and you can change everything. You can change the subject line, which I suggest you do. I suggest you don't send it with the same subject line, and it'll automatically put resending and then what your original subject line was. I like to change that to something else, because maybe they didn't open it because it didn't catch their attention. But then you can go ahead, go to the next step, and again, same thing. You can send immediately or schedule it to do so. So I really recommend that. That's a great way to make sure that the most people are seeing your stuff. So that's basically it. I have grayed out parts of the screen just for privacy, but that's the navigation and some quick tips. So I hope that was helpful, and if you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out. All right, I'll see you in the next lesson.